amazing to coming after such an artist on the stage here and to speak about leadership. I think we experienced some digital leadership through that violin just a few minutes back. My name is Petri Imberg. I work in an organization called Global Business Engineering. I work mainly with larger client and transformative deals. Today I'm going to zoom in on three topics regarding digital leadership: cyber, the war for talent, and enterprise agility. I know there is a spectrum of many other aspects as well, but let's focus on these three topics in my short presentation. Starting with cyber first. Operational stability, resilience, thinking, business continuity has been in the DNA of all businesses for quite some time. Cyber, again, not that long ago, was relevant only for very digital industries. Obviously, myself as a background in the financial services as a CIO, it's always been very relevant when you have digital services. The same goes most likely for defense, it goes for telecoms. But in many others, it wasn't really highest on the radar. Today, as all organizations, public and private, are more and more digital, operate in the digital reality, it is on everyone's radar. It has new challenges for cybersecurity, securing complex, connected, and open working environments. Things are changes. We have in the last 20 years learned to live with cyber, to learn to manage the threats, manage various incidents, and learn from them and moved on. My own experience is some 8-9 years back when, if some of you in the room remember, the financial services industry in Finland was hit hard by DDoS attacks. Even though there were not new things on the market, I think I've learned that in Ukraine, for instance, the first DDoS attacks was already in 2007. It was very new in this market, and we did take some hits. Some key learnings back then was basically that yes, technically we were very much prepared, but then, however, if we then look at sort of getting services back to normal, extremely slow. How did we manage communication internally and externally? Well, we sort of hit the bar, not much above it. And then finally, had we practiced in advance the different kind of threats like that? Not much. So the reality has changed. So some of the considerations, if we look at sort of the cyber part, obviously, I mean, domestically, internationally, we have moved on. We are doing much more than we ever done before. But still, I would encourage every business leader, every technologist to have cyber on the radar. Simulation of risks, recovery testing, crisis management, take the learning on board when you practice. There exists a load of services, technical solutions on the market. Still, we need to find a new level because specifically the data-related risks will be even tougher in the future. If you look at it from a financial point of view, investments in cyber, it's a new normal. I mean, it's like investing in any operational stability. Why wouldn't you do it? Because you want to run normally your business and your transformation, wherefore obviously you need to invest in it. The more we become digital, then obviously the more as well we will see investments growing. So cyber is one of the key things that we all need to keep on the radar. Well, then move on to the next topic. The war for talent. Is the war for talent over soon? Probably not. The pace we digitalize, innovate, technology enabling so much more with the lack of the capacity of skills for the future, this will be definitely a challenge. Well, not to speak about the new generations or how do we keep the talent. I mean, the new generation or the next generation with a different set of values, different kind of aspirations for the future, lifelong learning, changing jobs when it's convenient. Well, obviously, the war for talent will be even tougher going forward. I think we need to change some key fundamentals in here to live up to the challenge. In some areas, attrition levels, in some skills areas, I think we heard about the data from Connor today, we have cyber, we have a lot of other areas like cloud. The attrition levels can be up to 30 to 40% today, extremely, extremely high. Even Gothenburg as a region, I think, had an attrition level of 30% amongst all companies measured. So it's a massive, massive attrition. In India, where it's a huge supply and they are training millions of people into the tech industry, the attrition levels are all-time high. And then on top of that, the salary inflation is peaking. In some skills areas, astronomically going up at the moment. And again, some of the same skills, for instance, the cyber part of it. The loss of talent or the lack of talent contributes to significant issues in productivity and time to market. So we definitely need to take it more seriously going forward. And what can we do? Well, obviously there's not a single recipe, but there are things that we can start addressing as organization and we can lead through. Creating working environments together with the employees. For instance, as a small example like CGI, created their own union agreement to meet better expectations of the employees. Leverage the supply, geographically distributed supply of talent globally or locally. That's happening also outside the technology industry. This might be a bit touchy point for some of in this room. Change a little bit your procurement principles. So procuring only high-end will not work. High-end skills also want to rotate to new interesting jobs. Going for the cheapest price might not always be relevant if the business challenges are big. So change some of the aspects of how you procure. Obviously, it's important that we continue with the high quality education as we have here in Finland, and also to retrain and reskill our employees going forward. And finally, I would say that my sort of big request, and I think we are moving in the right direction for the government, is that this employee or labor immigration processes needs to stay streamlined. I think we reached a new level, but then again, I think we need to attract more talent into Finland, definitely. I worked myself as a CIO in a Nordic bank. Of some reasons, most of the talent ended up in Sweden and Denmark. And we need to understand why and what can we do about it. The final area in my presentation, one of my topic areas, is about enterprise agility. The acceleration of technology is creating a profound change. Organizations, regardless of the industry, have a range of potential opportunities and solutions at their disposal. Leveraging the full value chain, digitalization of it, using things like cloud, automation, artificial intelligence. This will contribute to a profound set of opportunities. To succeed, public and private organizations need to start becoming more and more agile and master change management. And it's not a small task. In a survey that CGI did to 1,700 business executives, 84% said that the cultural change is the biggest barrier to achieve expected digital results. 84, that's a lot. And what is the cultural change? I think you will hear later today about ability to deliver. I think that's one part of it, that we can execute on a strategy on a frequent basis. For years, Gartner has spoken about two-speed or new speed IT, but yet there are many challenges in the organizations. Hierarchies, unclear business objectives, experience for or afraidness of failing projects, and many others contribute or block the full potential of digital transformation. It was sort of for me an eye-opening when I joined the financial services some 10 years back that I think the biggest task I had on my hand was to produce PowerPoints upwards for decision making. And I still feel when I meet clients, some of them are very, very good in producing PowerPoints. Ability to deliver them and have an agility in the organization is a very different topic. What can we learn from the 10 years, what we have now seen in the pandemic? I mean, in the 10 years, we have accelerated maybe by 10 years in only 2 years So there are definitely some learnings to take on board from there. And if I look at some of my own learnings, and in general when I speak with clients, I mean, bring in new talent on all levels in the organization, from the board to the executive, to business development, to the technology organization. Evaluate the market with new lenses, like we saw in the Kone presentation, leveraging data. Execute business strategy and strategies with modern new frameworks. Compose deliverables to smaller, make them visible, measure the value of them. Remember that software are assets in the future, and IT is not a cost only. Large programs tend to fail. That's also something I think we should bear in mind. As a business executive, my request for you is get involved with the technology organization, within the technology organization. It's not about we or them. It's about us delivering value together in teams. And finally, consider changing some of your investment principles. Investing in single projects, I think, has moved on to investing in high quality capabilities, teams that can deliver on frequent basis value in the strategy. Thank you.